during my process towards getting a green card, they wrote to me and said, we need to have written proof from all of your employers that you've ever had in your life, and like like a paper trail, and they said they needed it by the end of the week. So it was an unreasonable deadline, but it was what it was. So I dropped everything, jumped on a plane to England, went round all my employers and didn't leave until each one gave me a letter.
How many was that?
Oh, I forget. I was going all over the country, and then so I had all this stuff, and that was just, I literally then came back on the next plane after a couple of days, and when I arrived back in the country, I actually flew to Paris first, and then direct from Paris to Salt Lake City, because that's the only flight via Europe, direct. And so I was going through immigration in Salt Lake City, and I was the first one off the plane. And so I, walk up there, and immediately they said, you weren't supposed to leave the country.
Because you're undergoing the visa process.
Yeah, they said go and wait over there, and they sent me into this room, and everyone from that flight, hundreds of people came through, and I was just sitting there, and then the next flight came, and hundreds of people, I was just sitting there, and no, they didn't. They just said wait till we come and see you, and I phoned my wife to let her know, and she was all in a state. She thought they weren't going to let me in, and then I got told off for using my phone. And then they came over and said, right, you broke your agreement. You're not allowed to leave the country while you're in this process of getting your green card. And I said I wasn't aware of that, because I had permission, but apparently it had expired. I didn't know it had expired. And so I said the reason I went on this trip was to get the document that I was asked for, documents, and they said, well, it wasn't allowed. So then they didn't know what to do with me. I said, my wife's there at home, what are you going to do? So they phoned like the head office immigration, and they said, it looks like we're going to not let you in the country, we're going to send you back. And so I said, can I phone someone? And they said, yeah. And I phoned a friend of mine who he works, some of his work involves being at the Pentagon, and he has a couple of friends in very high places, and I said, can you phone them, or could you help me? And he said, yeah. So he made a few phone calls, and then I was there probably about 4 hours, something like that, just waiting there. And eventually they said, we're going to let you in, however, you have to come into immigration once a month for a check, until you have a decision on your green card. And so for the next 2 years, that's what I had to do. until.
Do you know it was going to take 2 years?
No one knows how long it's going to take. It could be. It's completely
delayed it as well.
It's completely random how long it takes.
So unreasonable. There's just no reasonable person there.
It's not about reasonable. They don't do reasonable. They do what's black and white. Black and white. What does the rule book say?
They don't want to take a chance on their account. I'll explain you why.
So,
Is it finished?
can you turn it off and I'll tell you something else secret?
So this is Andrew Locke, and you can Facebook him, and you can go to visareforms.com and see other people's stories
Very
about
frustrating.
visa.
Yeah, very frustrating.
Let's change the visa systems in the world. Thank you so much.